Hello everyone and welcome back to today's futures market recap. Today we saw very different behavior across the three markets. ES and NQ spent most of the session trading inside broad two-tier ranges with only a modest bullish bias, while crude oil maintained its bullish momentum throughout the day and never managed to close its opening gap. Let's begin with the S&P 500 futures. Starting with ES, the market delivered another mixed session characterized by range-bound price action and limited follow-through. During the overnight session, prices initially traded inside the upper half of a well-defined trading range. Buyers attempted to maintain control, but momentum was relatively weak and the market struggled to generate a sustained breakout. As we approached the New York Open, sellers gained temporary control and pushed prices down into the lower half of the range. This created the second tier of the trading range that dominated much of today's session. Despite the bearish pressure, sellers were unable to generate a significant downside breakout. Instead, the lower boundary of the range attracted buyers and the market began to stabilize. Several of the higher probability opportunities occurred around key support and resistance levels inside the range. One of the earliest setups came from a triple test pattern combined with a second entry long near support. The repeated defense of the level suggested that buyers were still willing to participate despite the weak overall market structure. Later in the session, a multiple test setup developed around the lower boundary of the range. Combined with a strong bullish signal bar, this created another attractive long opportunity. The strongest setup of the day appeared when price formed a second entry long directly at a key support level while also closing above the EMA. This provided traders with confirmation that buyers were attempting to regain control. From there, the market rallied gradually back toward the upper portion of the range. Although ES managed to finish near the highs of the day, the overall structure remained range-bound rather than trending. The breakout above resistance was relatively small and lacked strong momentum. The main takeaway from ES today is that the market remained balanced between buyers and sellers. Most profitable opportunities came from trading the edges of the range rather than chasing breakouts. Moving over to the Nasdaq futures, we observed a very similar structure. Like ES, NQ spent the overnight session trading in the upper portion of its range before sellers pushed prices lower shortly before the New York Open. The market then spent a significant portion of the day trading inside the lower half of the range. Buyers eventually stepped back in and generated a steady recovery throughout the U.S. session. However, similar to ES, the rally lacked explosive momentum. Price managed to recover and test resistance, but the market never developed into a strong trend day. Trading volume remained relatively light and only a few higher probability setups emerged during the session. The key takeaway from NQ is that buyers retained a slight advantage, but the market spent most of the day rotating inside a trading range rather than trending aggressively higher. Finally, let's look at crude oil. Crude oil showed the strongest directional conviction among the three markets today. Unlike ES and NQ, which remained trapped in ranges, CL maintained a bullish structure throughout most of the session. The market continued to respect its upward trend despite several retracements along the way. Each pullback attracted buyers, allowing the trend to resume and generate new highs. Another important detail was the opening gap. Throughout the session, the gap remained open and was never fully closed, which reinforced the underlying bullish sentiment in the market. While ES and NQ struggled to escape their trading ranges, crude oil demonstrated stronger trend characteristics and provided clearer directional opportunities. The result was a session where buyers maintained control from start to finish despite temporary pullbacks. So to summarize, ES finished as a two-tier range with a slight bullish bias. NQ showed a nearly identical structure and ended with a modest recovery. CL remained the strongest market of the day, maintaining bullish momentum while leaving the opening gap unfilled. Thank you for watching today's market recap. If you found the analysis helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment with your view on tomorrow's session. I'll see you in the next market recap. Happy trading, everyone!